Please welcome this week's special guest, Tony. Right, let's start with you, Claudia. What is Tony to you?
This is Tony. He's my builder. He drove for over an hour to come to my house to fix my TV, and it turned out all I needed to do was change the batteries in the remote control.
Rhod, how do you know Tony?
This is Tony, and we played in a band together. Where we both played guitar, except only his was plugged in, because I can't play a note.
David, what is your relationship with Tony?
This is Tony, and I regularly go round to his house to play with his Lego.
So, there we have it. Claudia's helpful handyman, Rhod's musical mate, or David's play pal. Lee's team, where would you like to begin?
OK, let's start with Claudia.
Yes.
How do you know him?
He built my house.
Out of Lego? Is it a combined story?
What happened is my telly didn't work, and so I thought...
I got it. Did he put the television in the house?
Yeah. Yes.
So he built this from scratch, as in it was foundations up?
Well, no, but he did the other stuff.
What other stuff?
You know... No, the painting. Tell me.
I think I feel like...
You know, the other stuff.
The painting.
The television wasn't working. You
Correct.
thought, I'll call my builder.
That's what happened.
Why did you think the builder is responsible for the television?
I thought he would know about things falling off. I've got an unstable roof.
You've got an unstable mind.
Why are you clapping? The telly didn't work. The little puffin baby, what's his... Yeah. He wanted to watch
what
the
do you mean,
telly.
little puffin
What is a
baby?
puffin?
Stop talking to me.
I thought you said that you wanted to watch the telly.
I did.
But then what is
family.
Puffin doing?
I only want to watch what he wants to watch.
Who in the love of God is the puffin? I can't work out whose mind is the worst, Claudia's or yours. She said, I wanted to help out the little puffin, and instead of going, what's the puffin going to do with it, you went, well, hang on, who wanted to watch the telly, you or the puffin? Doesn't matter who wants to watch the telly. What's the puffin doing there? It's the next question.
Anyway, and Tony went, no problem, because...
Tell us what the puffin was doing in the house, and I'm not moving on.
No, that's not his real name. He's called Arthur, but...
Who's Arthur?
Your child!
Your son! That's all I wanted! Did you go to the Rhod Gilbert School of Explanation?
Let's move this on. OK, then he arrives, and he gets to the house.
Yeah.
He comes in, and what happens?
And I say something must have fallen off the roof, Tony.
Meaning the aerial or the dish.
But didn't you see that little red light in the bottom right-hand corner that wasn't green?
Interesting.
Did he fix it straight away, or did he not have the tools? Watch his face.
No.
Did he have to nip to see his mate Kevin, who's got the right tools, who lives 4 days away?
He just got the remote. It was like magic.
OK.
And he flicked this thing.
Right.
The on
This is the killer,
This
is the killer question that will decide whether she's telling the truth. Did he charge you?
No.
He's not a builder.
Well, there we are. Now, who would you
think
like
that's-
to question next?
OK, so Rhod. Sorry, remind us of your fact.
I can't even remember his name.
It's Tony.
I know what it is, I'm bluffing.
It's a bluff, it's a bluff.
I'm bluffing.
Right.
This is Tony. We played in a band together.
Oh,
we
yes.
both played guitar, but only his was plugged in, because I can't play a note.
You can't play?
What was the band called?
It was a long time... Muck Spreader.
And where did you get the name from?
Two of the band were, like, farmers. It's rural West Wales.
Why were you part of the band, then? If you couldn't play and you weren't singing?
Because Tony was the lead singer and guitarist, and as you see him now, that's the kind of charisma he brought to the stage.
Why were you in the band? Why were you in the band?
That's what I'm coming to. That's what
You
I'm
were
saying.
there for charisma?
No, Tony was... this is what he was like as a lead frontman.
Surely he didn't put his arms behind his back when he was playing the guitar.
No, he had a guitar. He had a guitar in front of him.
Yeah.
But in all other ways, that is exactly what
Dressed
he
in a
was
suit.
Right.
like. He was that dull and uncharismatic at the front of the band. So boring was he at the
That
front.
is not... We're not doubting that. What we're doubting is the fact that he thought you could help that situation.
They saw me dancing kind of on the dance floor in a barn dance thing, and they thought, we need a front man, because ours is so dull.
So you were like the Bez.
The Bez.
I was exactly like the Bez, but with a guitar.
And what kind... Well, I was going to say, what kind of music did you play? But you didn't. What kind of music didn't you play?
Well, the band was a sort of punky, rocky sort
Can
of...
you...
Punky Rocky, is that how you introduced it? Johnny Rotten. And now we're going to do some punky Rocky music.
Can you do a...
I'm the Buck Spreaders.
Can you do...
I am the Antichrist. I'm not. I'm a farmer. We're the Buck Spreaders.
That's good, dude. All our songs had the word muck in the title.
Like what?
Like, hey, hey, we're the muck spreaders. Muck ado about nothing.
You did Shakespeare plays as well. Oh, I see now it's all making sense. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this punk rock band would now like to perform a piece from Shakespeare. But he won't be speaking, he's not plugged in, he'll mime it. Okay.
So, what about David?
OK, David, this is Tony and you go around to his house to play Lego, is that what you're saying?
Play with his
Why would you
Lego.
play Lego at Tony's house?
He's got a lot of Lego.
Can I say at this,
Can I say the
point,
question
with
is
all this
why?
mention of Lego, with
Yeah.
us being the BBC, there are other children's building blocks
Yeah.
available. They're not as good, but there are others. Sorry, carry
Yes,
on.
absolutely.
How often do you go around to his house and play with Lego?
I suppose it must be once every 2 or 3 weeks.
How long is a session?
Oh, 2 or 3 hours.
And do you freeform, or have you got a kit that you follow the instructions?
We're building a castle,
Are you?
a model
What?
of a castle.
So this
yeah.
castle, is it an exact replica of your house, or is it...
No, it's supposed to look like the Tower of London.
So how big is it going to end up being? It's obviously big, isn't it?
When it's finished, I think it'll be, I would say, roughly the size of one of these circles here.
Wow, and how long is that going to take?
As big as that?
Yeah. It's big.
Do you have different sections that you work on, or do you work on the same section at the same time?
What we've largely done is completed the White Tower,
And
now we're trying to work out the footprint, if you see what I mean, of the curtain wall.
Quick question. Are you still married?
Yes, I am.
How do you know him?
I know him because I made a documentary, and I met him doing that.
What was the documentary called?
The documentary was called The Pursuit of Youth. It was about people who are into, childish things
activities.
as adults.
And they got you to host that?
Yes.
When you approached this sort of Lego building, did everyone believe you? So you told your wife, you said, I'm going to go and build Lego at Tony's house, and everything was fine, and that was all...
She seemed to believe me.
Has Tony got a wife?
I can answer that.
Yes, Tony does have a wife.
What is the name of the person who started Lego?
I don't know.
Nor do I, so...
So, Lee's team, is Tony Claudia's helpful handyman, Rhod's musical mate, or David's play pal?
Well, David's played this game long enough to know that if he was to put in the phrase, I was making a telly show, that would be a risk. Are you following his career? I'm not. Anybody here following David's career? Anybody?
I feel like I saw the trailer for it.
Don't say that even as
I
a
feel
trailer.
like I saw the trailer.
That was trailers.
David...
This week on Pursuit of Youth. How's your wife, Tony? Join us next week on Pursuit of Youth.
Now, what about Claudia?
I think you're wise, you're clever. You would have thought this through, I feel.
You
would
think Claudia is wise and clever?
Wise and clever, the two...
Have you ever seen her on the television? Or met her?
No, but I think you have good initiative. You have very good initiative.
So who do you think it is, Jamie, if you don't think it's Claudia?
I mean, I do think it's Claudia, maybe. I don't know. Because now it's just changed.
You now think it's Claudia?
I think it's Claudia.
I think it's Rhod.
Oh.
You're wrong.
Oh, in that case...
No, you could be right. I'm going with you.
Don't you change your mind. He's already done
I'm
this.
easily susceptible. I want it to be David.
I want
think
it to
it's
be
Claudia.
David.
I'm going with Rhod.
What's it going to be? We need a...
She's in the documentary. David.
David.
You better
All
have
right.
seen this
Tony.
documentary.
would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Tony, and I drove to Claudia's to fix her.
Yes, Tony is Claudia's helpful handyman. Thank you very much, Tony. Please welcome this week's special guest, Tony. Right, let's start with you, Claudia. What is Tony to you?
This is Tony. He's my builder. He drove for over an hour to come to my house to fix my TV, and it turned out all I needed to do was change the batteries in the remote control.
Rhod, how do you know Tony?
This is Tony, and we played in a band together where we both played guitar, except only his was plugged in, because I can't play a note.
David, what is your relationship with Tony?
This is Tony, and I regularly go round to his house to play with his Lego.
So, there we have it. Claudia's helpful handyman, Rhod's musical mate, or David's play pal. Lee's team, where would you like to begin?
OK, let's start with Claudia.
Yes.
How do you know him?
He built my house.